Minecraft has gotten harder, and you should be aware, but the big question that sucks to ask is it safe to download the mounts of Mayhem and put it on your long-term survival worlds? The answer seems to be yes, but with a catch, it has broken all of the mounts, which is ironic given the name, including, weirdly, the boats. So let's go into that today, because this is Surprises, the rebranding of my secret feature videos, because secret features are rare, there is one in this update, but mostly it seems to be, instead of things that are in the update but not on the changelog, there are features that are on the changelog but not necessarily working as intended. And so let's start with an easy example. This is one that Mojang are going to be fixing in the first update of 2026. That's how we know it's not intended, because this right here is a zombie horse baby. These are quite rare to find in the wild. You can get them with spawn eggs by just spamming a bunch of them, or you can use them with commands. But interestingly, if you happen to find one, then it won't be able to have any zombies mounting it, but it will be able to have you mounting it. And what's weirder is it didn't seem to have any heart bubbles, it just immediately let me tame him, and now, just like this, I have a zombie horse, which I can put Netherite horse armor on. And look at this! This is the coolest thing you can have in Minecraft. I think it's a real shame because I'm fairly sure he's going to grow up naturally, but I love this mob and the way it works, and I can't help but wonder if, oh yes! Just like the good old days, he even fits inside of a boat. Minecraft have accidentally delivered us an incredible opportunity to do precisely this. Speaking of incredible opportunities, there are also incredible opportunities for anyone out there who doesn't like knowing what time of day it is. If you think that clocks are tyranny and that compasses are only for cheaters, then let me show you something weird about this compass. Do you notice it? Yeah, you might have noticed it, but just in case you didn't, if you walk around with a compass, randomly it seems to flicker. Here I am not holding anything, and if I walk around a little bit more, the compass comes back. I genuinely cannot work out why the compass is flickering in and out of the definition. I'm guessing while it's facing certain ways and not while it's facing others, it's visible, but it means there's a very confusing new model which will not work in item frames at all. Look at that. The item, it's in there, I can pick it up, but I can't use it. And also, this applies for the clock and the recovery compass. The clock seems to be visible, maybe not at some times a day, but put it in a item frame and it becomes invisible. The same is true for the recovery compass, and so if you want to have item frames that won't let items in there, then you could probably try and use this. I have heard some complaints that the spear doesn't work in item frames. This doesn't match out for me. For what it's worth, I can put it in there just fine. And interestingly, yes, spears are one of the few items that don't let you have any left or right trigger functionality besides using itself. And interestingly, this has a carve out for basically every reason you'd want to. Doors, trapdoors, buttons, etc. and even the item frame. So give Mojang some real credit for the spear working here, and then get ready to maybe discard it, because there's some interesting ways that this works. If you switch from a sword to your hand, you can see there's this slow process where you bring it up. Weirdly, you can see the hand at the same time you see the sword, but if you switch over to the spear, at the same time you're withdrawing the sword, the spear comes out, which means you can have this funny moment that we can see here in Freezon, where actually both weapons are out at one time. As best I can tell, you can't actually use both weapons at the same time. You kind of can, but it's like, they definitely don't seem to work that way. But just keep in mind that if you want to have a quick double weapon, or you want to try at the same time, flickering between the two is a really weird thing that you can still do. Also, a weird thing that is not intentional, because Bedrock and Java have different shield mechanics. This is actually what led to the clip at the beginning of the video. On Java, if you want to use your shield, you just press right trigger, or right click, or left trigger, but on the Bedrock version, I guess not trigger because it's Java, but on Bedrock you have to crouch. This means there's the interesting world of being able to have a used shield at the same time as a spear. And then if you do anything with the spear, it takes away your shield for the time that it takes to cool down. This is very interesting when it comes to using a weapon at the same time as it. And so just keep in mind, if you want to do really weird combat, that is entirely possible with a combination of a sword, shield, and spear. Isn't that fun? Okay, that's fun. Let's talk about what's less fun, because I love the baby horse, but you might notice something weird as we try to ride him around. In fact, I'm sure the single most complained about issue in this update is they brought back laggy horses. Also, look at this, the horse's head can't even see through the shield here. He has no idea where he's going, which is maybe why you could explain on a lore level why it is that the baby horse, also, he's super fast, right? But the baby horse has some really weird laggy mechanics. If we jump, you can see everything just feels weird about it. Especially on longer term worlds, it seems as though your odds of actually having a horse that works correctly is very, very low, and this kind of sucks. What's weird about it though is it's not just a problem that came back from Minecraft's past and is now applying in this update, which is already a shame. It's the Mounts of Mayhem update, and they broke every single mount. Seriously, skeleton horses suck, zombie horses suck. I find that every mount besides the water ones are unusable, but weirdly, this includes boats. This is a hard one to explain, but the feel of boats is ruined, and you can kind of see it in how, instead of smooth movements, we now are moving in these little 5-degree shudders. It's really, really odd, and it's actually really painful to move a boat on packed ice now, because of this reason right here. You can see that instead of moving slowly, everything judders in little frames, and so keeping a boat straight is way harder, but also moving a boat along an ice pathway without it falling off is very, very hard. This means that for right now at least, the best place to use a boat is land, and even there it doesn't feel perfect. So keep in mind that this will only affect land-based mobs, which the boat is one of. Again, I will die on this hill. The boat is a mob, it should have a spawn egg. I mean, it functions like an entity, it is an entity, but what's interesting is all of the other mobs, so take the Happy Girls for example, it seems to be mostly immune from this, at least to my untrained eye, and so is, the same is true for the underwater mobs. Maybe they've just never been different, and so I can't tell, but you can definitely tell when you look at, say, a skeleton horse, when you're on this and you press the jump button, and it takes this long to jump, look at the gap, it feels horrendous, it is horrendous, and honestly, I think these undead horses experience it worse than the alive horses, but every single horse, every single boat, every single alive mob that you can ride seems to have some issues right now, and just in my experience, they're slightly easier to show off in a long-term world, but they exist in all worlds nonetheless, and so, yeah, as far as the roundup of the major bugs, Minecraft is crashing for some people in different ways, but for me, it's only happened about every, hour and a half or so, and only, I think that, I know that sounds bad, but only while on offline worlds too, so honestly, nowhere near as crashy as we've seen previous, releases like this. We've also seen the mounts in the Mounts of Mayhem be kind of a little bit broken compared to where they're meant to be, and also certain items are just entirely invisible, and you can ride baby zombie horses. But that's an awesome bug. Let's not group that in. So that is the biggest roundup of bugs you need to know about. Nothing game breaking, nothing world breaking, and honestly, the only thing world breaking is you need to get yourself a baby zombie horse while you can, right? Anyway, speaking of things that are world breaking, let's now talk about these secret features, because it's very rare that Minecraft Bedrock has these. You see, basically every change that is made to Minecraft has to be approved via the adding of items to the to the various changelogs, and so it's very hard for a feature to make it into the update and not onto the changelogs, but it did happen in this update, and with an achievement of all things. Did you know there is a brand new achievement bringing the total up to 132? I wish they'd added one more so we could have a gamer score of 3,000, but we can wait until next year for that. But interestingly, if you look at the if you look at how the achievements menu is laid out now, it's split into different categories: getting started, exploring your world, mining, etc. They even sort it out by updates as we get lower down: village and pillage, or the aquatic update. But we have a brand new achievement all the way here at the bottom called Mob Kebab. This is for hitting 5 mobs in the same charge attack using the spear. It sounds a bit harder than it is. It's actually quite a fun one to get. I got this on the day of release, and I'm pretty proud of my 10 gamer score that I have to show, but I also have Victor's Gauntlets. I hope he doesn't ask for those back. But no, more seriously, the interesting thing about this achievement is I think it must have been added by accident, because it's not on the changelog, and unlike every other achievement, it's not categorized, it's simply in the other category. You see, if you look at, again, every other achievement is categorized into groups. There is no group that has just one achievement, and interestingly, this is clearly a combat-related achievement, but yet it doesn't sit with the other combat challenges, which are, let's try and find these real quick. Here is combat. As you can see, the rest of the combat challenges would feel perfect for this one, and so was it miscategorized, or did they add it by mistake? Were they gonna, wait a little longer to roll that one out, or did someone just not add it correctly? We will have to find out by whether that changes in the future or not. But yeah, that is the only official secret feature, but we do have a couple of features that we couldn't see while they were in the preview process, and so we're seeing them for the first time right now. Oh, do you see what I just did there? my wooden spear looks so much like a copper one. But yeah, let me show you some examples of this by going to my realm. So this is my world. I keep it on a realm just so I can play it on all the platforms and have backups. And now there is a brand new backup feature, so that if I want to show you, so if I want to save a backup, I can do that really easily. This storage is limited to 5 gigabytes if you have a realm standard subscription, the one for 2 people, and if you have a subscription for 10 people, which confusingly I have for my creative world, if you have a subscription that allows 10 people on, then you can see right here that you get 10 gigabytes of saves. This is on top of your automatic saves. These are still free and don't count towards your limit, but you're now able to manually save whenever you want. Let's save this one to realm storage, and it will never be deleted. At least not automatically. It'll be deleted if you leave your realm, ongoing. If you don't renew your subscription for long enough, or if you hit the delete save button. But otherwise, it wouldn't ever actually do that. And it's kind of cool that you can now make these saves. I don't know if you can have duplicate saves. You can if you want to. And so this is a brand new UI that we've never seen in Minecraft before. And I'm going to say, kind of nice, I guess. So yeah, with that said, that is what we now know about the realm set settings, which we did not know before. It looks kind of cool, and honestly, I love this idea of being able to keep a super old copy of my world that will be able to save forever. So I'll leave this December 10th, 2025 copy in there, and I'll be able to come back and get it later. Oh, also, I should point out, this is Realms updates are technically distinct from regular game updates, but if you want to download an update, it just doesn't work right now. This is a common Minecraft problem. If you are on Switch, you can basically never download your Realms, especially if they're over 100 megabytes. And on the PC, I've not been able to download my Let's Play world for some time now. At some point I'll be concerned, but this is a continual bug that comes in and out. If you have big worlds you store in a realm, you might find issues with downloading them, is just my experience. Before we round up, there's something important to talk about. You might have heard about some disastrous bugs or seen a clip like this recently. Okay, the moment you start mining blocks or eating and it makes a weird sound or no sound at all, you need to quit and go back into your Minecraft world, because that is a sign that your game thinks you're somewhere else, in this case underwater. And it's telling you that the game isn't actually accepting that you're mining blocks there, it's just doing it visually. This is because Minecraft uses a server and a client side. Even when you play single player offline, there are still 2 separate versions of the game, and they're both running side by side, and if they disagree, that is a bad sign. You need to leave so they can desync. This is just a standard part of Minecraft. Minecraft, a perfectly programmed game wouldn't do this, but I think everyone agrees that even Java isn't perfectly programmed, and Bedrock has its issues. I even encountered some of these issues on my stream yesterday. Too bad they don't have bike racks. It'd encourage biking and reduce car traffic. Oh, chat. If you can see me right now, it means the same thing happened as yesterday, where something has errored, and... Can I pause? I can't pause. Yeah, if you can see me, that's fun. Minecraft just crashed. We'll load it up again, and we'll hope that I'm still alive. So, the game froze for me while I was playing hardcore Minecraft, while there was also this husk on the way to me, and I just kind of assumed like, oh yeah, Minecraft's frozen, so what? But, notably, only my client side froze, the server side was working just fine, and so because I didn't close the game quick enough, what happened when I logged in was, well... So, oh, I'm dead, chat. No! Oh no, it killed me while I was gone. Rip. Anyway, the lesson behind this is just the standard. If you hear someone talking about a tragic bug where they die in some awful way, outside of using end portal gateways, which still I would not recommend doing if you have super valuables on you, most of the time it is just a very rare issue that mostly happens on lower end devices, and which you can technically prevent. When you hear the sound stop, you should stop. That sounds like a lesson in not buying too many dodgy powders from the guy at the end of the rave, but what I'm trying to instead say here is that, importantly, Minecraft is a game that has certain, known quantities for most players, and that is something you should know about it. Anyway, so yeah, the clocks and compasses are broken, you can mount baby horses, every mount, including boats, are broken, and all of this will be fixed in the 26.0 update, but we're not expecting that to come out until next year, so here is what you're used to, but in exchange, change, we have the maybe accidental Mob Kebab achievement and some brand new saves that we can manually make. This has been a fun little first episode of our Minecraft Update Surprises series. If you did all enjoy it, please do consider liking and subscribing. And if you are enjoying the streamless and the crazy amount of content we're doing this December, consider becoming a member on the channel. It's one of the best ways to support any channel you like, and I greatly appreciate anyone who becomes a member of this channel because you'll see the brand new members only Let's Play available later this week. Anyway, with that said, thank you and goodbye.